Welcome to this AICP Artificial Intelligence Compliance Professional Sample Exam question session. So in this session, we'll discuss about the kind of questions which are being asked in EXIN Artificial Intelligence Compliance Professional certifications. So now let's talk about One World Training. So One World Training is a global training organization having its presence in multiple countries across the world, such as likes of USA, UK, India, Malaysia. So One World Training provide trainings in IT, business management, project management, ISO standards, and there are more than 150 plus other trainings which are offered for individuals and organizations. So One World Training basically delivers its courses in 5 ways. They have the public classroom-based training, they have the online presence, they also have e-learning modules, and you can go through this e-learning and you can ask for in-person support for any kind of help or instruction. So One World Training is an authorized training center which is endorsed by leading global professional bodies. So these are few of the professional bodies which have endorsed One World Training. So now let's talk about the AICP Artificial Intelligence Compliance Professional Sample Exam questions. So this is more of a multiple choice question. So let's look at the instructions. So this exam basically consists of 40 multiple choice answers, and out of these, there's only one correct answer. So the maximum number of points that can be obtained for this exam is 40. So each correct answer is worth 1 point. So you need to secure 26 points or more to pass the exam. The time allowed for this exam is 90 minutes, and you are allowed to use the AI Act for this exam. So let's begin. So let's look at the first question. The AI Act is a piece of legislation created for the European Union. In Article 1, the AI Act describes its objective guidelines focused solely on environmental protection with no specific rules for high-risk AI, no prohibitions and innovation measures only for large corporations. Option B, harmonized rules for AI systems in the EU, prohibitions on certain AI practices, requirements for high-risk AI, transparency. Option C, prohibition on AI practices, rules for general-purpose AI only, transparency rules excluding the high-risk AI, and support for the innovation restricted to non-European entities. Option D, rules for AI systems which are limited to safety and healthy, prohibitions on all the AI and innovation support excluding the startup. So if you see the overall question, it's a relatively simple question because you are talking about what are the objectives of AI Act according to the Article 1. So if you have referred to the Article 1 earlier as part of the e-learning module, you would clearly say the AI Act is aimed at harmonizing the rules of AI systems in the EU, and it also prohibits any kind of AI practices, requirements for the high-risk AI, transparency rules, and the market surveillance and innovation support. So the right answer for question number 1 is option B. So let's move ahead. Act. What do accountability and compliance mean? Option A, accountability focuses on maintaining the user privacies and data security, while compliance basically relates to the integration with the existing IT infrastructure. Option B, accountability involves holding developers and operators in the AI development to these legal requirements. Option C, accountability is all about ensuring that the AI systems are profitable for developers, and compliance basically involves meeting the user demands and the preferences. Option D, accountability refers to AI users being accountable for the correct industry standards for the AI innovation. The right answer for this, when we talk about the accountability and compliance, this is option B. So option B says accountability involves holding developers and operators in the AI environment responsible, and compliance basically ensures that we are adhering to those. This is straightforward from the e-learning module where we are referring to what is the definition of accountability, what is the definition of compliance. So let's move. Question number 3. So under the AI Act, individuals basically affected by the AI systems have specific rights to ensure the transparency, fairness, and the accountability. So what is the right to the AI Act? Option A, the right to be informed of interacting with or being affected by AI system. Option B, the right to demand access to source code of AI system. Option C, the right to prohibit the use of AI in any kind of decision-making process that involves them of personal data used by the AI system. So in this, we are basically talking about what are the explicit rights which are granted. And if you see, we have already gone through this in the e-learning module. So the right answer explicitly granted under the AI Act is the right to be informed of interacting with or being affected by the AI system. So let's move to the next question. So question number 4, Anna, a compliance officer at a small or medium-sized enterprise, is responsible for overseeing the implementation of a new AI system. He didn't build the system, but is buying the system for another provider. The AI system is basically classified as a high-risk AI system under the AI Act. Anna has been asked to ensure the complying and monitoring this AI system. So she must determine which actions must be prioritized and which actions should be avoided. So what should Anna not consider given the obligation of AI user? So we have to read this question very carefully. So if you are given the obligation of AI user. So let's look at the options. Option A, developing the AI model algorithms further to enhance its decision-making capabilities without involving the provider. Option B, keeping detailed records of AI systems performance and ensuring the compliance with relevant performance of AI systems to ensure it operates as intended and complies with the safety standards. Option D, reporting any serious incidents or malfunctions with the AI systems to the appropriate authorities as it is required by the law. So HANA should not consider developing the AI model algorithm further to enhance its decision-making capabilities without involving its provider. So if you see in this AICP certification in the real time also, you will see there would be lots of questions asked on these kind of case studies. So coming across, and there would be some actor who will be responsible for certain set of activities. So you can expect the similar kind of case study kind of questions in the real time exam as well. So these are really great questions where you apply your learning and logic which you have learned in the e-module for AICP. Select system for the facial recognition is used for the security purposes in public spaces. So one organization is most relevant to overseeing the compliance with data protection and privacy regulations. So such as general data protection is that. So let's look at the options. Option A, the European Consumer Organization. Option B, the European Artificial Intelligence Board. Option C, the European Court of Justice. And option D, the European Data Protection Board. So the right answer for this is option D. So we are referring to the compliance with the data protection and privacy regulations, specifically for AI. So the right answer is option D, which is European Data Protection Board. So let's move to the question number 6. So question number 6 says a business develops an AI system for the personalized marketing, the advertisement to the individual customers. So during the compliance review, the team identifies following risks. There is no documentation that clearly shows how the AI system handles the data. The process of how the AI systems make the customers are complaining about these issues. So company must comply with the AI Act. The business uses ISO/IEC 42001 standards and NIST AI risk management framework, basically to accomplish this. So according to this issue, so let's look at the option. So option A, business should conduct a series of user experience tests to get the feedback on the usability, learnability, and the customer preferences. Option B should focus on improving the customer satisfaction and engagement. Option C should implement a documentation process that details the data sources, processing methods, and the algorithm for making decisions. Option D should upgrade the system higher customer satisfaction. So again, as I said, this is a great example where you're using a business case to say if your AI systems has to be compliant, what kind of standard frameworks which you should work on. So the right answer is option C. You should implement a documentation process and algorithm for decision making. So C is the right answer. So let's look at the question number 7. A business basically develops an AI system to monitor the patients who are hospitalized. The system uses high definition cameras inside the patient rooms. If the system basically detects a patient is in distress, it automatically calls a nurse to the patient's bed. So improve the performance of AI system, the business needs to start building a database of videos of the patients with a note from the professional at the critical points in the video to build more training data for the system. Assessment DPIA. So the team responsible is unsure if the DPIA should be done at all. So if DPIA is mandatory, the team wants to know when the assessment should be done. So now or only after the deployment of the AI Act and the General Data Protection Regulations. So should the business do a DPIA now? So the right answers or the options which we see is option A. Yes, because the DPIA is required for the AI projects that could pose a yes, because a DPIA is required for any projects that basically collects their personal data, even if the project is of low risk. Option C, no, because a DPIA is not required for using the data for training purpose, education, or scientific research. It's only required after the AI system has become fully developed, tested, and deployed. The right answer for this question is option A. So yes, you need to have the DPIA requirements for AI projects that based off natural persons. So let's look at the question number 8. So question number 8, a business develops an AI system for the real-time facial recognition. A private security firm deploys the AI system to monitor a public shopping mall with the databases of past offenders and the political activists. and they also flags the visitors that are listed in one of those databases. So visitors that are flagged are covertly tracked throughout their visit to find the suspicious behavior. So according to the AI Act, in which category should the use of AI system be classified? So let's look at the options. Option A, prohibited. Option B, the high risk. Option C, the limited risk. Example, we can basically classify this kind of thing as a part of prohibited. Reason being is because you are trying to collect the data of visitors, and that is, you cannot do it without informing the overall public. And you are carrying out this activity in a public shopping mall. So, as part of this, prohibited to basically scan or carry out all the checks without informing the authorities. The right answer for this is option A. Question number 9. So a travel agency uses an AI system to develop the dynamic targeted marketing campaigns for their vacation packages. These campaigns include the real-time advertisement placements on social media and travel platform history. So a travel agency uses the AI to infer the user emotional state, then suggest the customized destinations and activities. The travel agency must comply with the AI Act. So what risk must the travel agency address? So option A, update the training data regularly to avoid suggesting irrelevant destinations or infer the wrong emotional states. Option B, the risk of ineffective advertisement activities. They should focus on updating the algorithm because the AI Act do not cover the personalized lack of transparency. They should guarantee openness about the AI. They should reduce the biases in the suggestion and evaluate if the advertisement activities are ethical. Option D, the risk of misusing the personal data. They should stop using the AI-driven personalization because the AI advertisements. The right answer for this is option A. So the travel agency must address the risk of including the potential biases. They should update the training data regularly to avoid suggesting any kind of irrelevant destinations or infer the wrong emotional states where you are given a case or business case, and in these business case, how you are utilizing the AICP or the AI acts to determine it. So most of the questions in the real exams will also be based on the similar lines or similar capacity where you say that how the AI act will be used in practical. So a company basically developed an AI model that can be used in various industry, including healthcare and finance. Due to this widespread applications, the AI model carries potential risks to public health. So what did the company develop and which practices should company implement? Develop a general purpose AI that carries the systemic risk. It should conduct an additional test to mitigate this risk. The company developed a high-risk AI system, and it should implement all the requirements of the high-risk AI system AI model. It should ensure the model operates only within the preferred parameters to prevent the risk. Option D, the company developed an experiential AI model. It should focus only on the research and development without immediate risk management. So again, as we see, the healthcare and finance domain. So the answer for this is option A. The company developed a general purpose AI, which is called GPAI, that carries out the systemic risk, and it should conduct an additional test to mitigate those kind of risks. So it's a high-risk AI system. So during the testing, the development team identifies various risks, including inconsistencies in the data completeness and the overall presence of outdated record. So these risks could negatively impact the model's performance. The organization must basically /CLC/TR18115 framework to do so. So according to this framework, what should the organization do to address these factors? So option A, conduct the data protection impact assessment, DPIE, encrypt all the training and testing data sets using the protocols to prevent unauthorized access to personal data. Option C, implement the general purpose risk controls to reduce the mentioned operational and reputational risk. Option D, quality metrics and statistically evaluation of these methods. The right answer for this is option D, where you as an organization want to improve the data quality by applying the structured quality matrices, and you should statistically do the evaluation methods.